I'm on my way to Hokkaido, and this is actually my 6th summer trip there. My connection with Hokkaido began when my son started university there. Now that he's in his final year of graduate school, I'm not sure if I will go again next year. Hokkaido is one of my favorite places in Japan, not only for its delicious food, but also for its rich nature and history. There are just so many places to see and explore. In this video, I would like to share the most difficult thing for me to get used to when I first moved to Japan more than 30 years ago. For me, taking a bath together with strangers in a public bath or onsen was the hardest part of adjusting to life here. It took me years to feel comfortable bathing with others. At the beginning, I couldn't even go with people I knew. I was always worried someone might be looking at me. I knew the correct way of bathing because my Japanese student had taught me. But still, it was hard to overcome the shyness of being naked around so many people. But what amazed me was how different Japanese women were in public baths. There was no shyness or awkwardness at all. Everyone was so natural and relaxed. It felt like being in another world. This made me wonder more deeply about one of the most fascinating paradoxes of Japanese culture. First, let's look at privacy in daily life. In Japan, people are incredibly protective of their privacy. They build fences around their houses, pull down curtains even during the day, and rarely share personal details at work. On trains, conversations are kept quiet. On the street, people avoid eye contact. Even in families, there is a sense of keeping some distance. And yet, in this country, people willingly strip naked and bathe together with complete strangers. How can that be? In Japan, privacy isn't only about protecting yourself. It's also about not disturbing others. The word meiwaku means causing trouble or inconvenience, and avoiding it is one of the strongest social rules. This culture of restraint helps keep harmony. But for outsiders, it can also feel distant, even lonely. Now let's step into the world of public baths. Bathing together has been part of Japanese life for more than 1,000 years. In the past, not every home had its own bath. So the neighborhood sento, or public bathhouse, became the center of daily life. It wasn't just a place to get cleaned. People went there to relax after work, meet neighbors, and share the latest news. For older generations, it was almost like a community living room, only filled with hot water. And then there are onsen, the natural hot springs. Thanks to Japan's volcanic geography, there are thousands of them across the country. People often travel long distances just to soak in the mineral-rich waters, which are believed to heal the body and refresh the mind. So how does a culture that hides so much in daily life suddenly embrace total nudity in the bath? The key probably lies in its meaning. For Japanese people, nudity in the bath isn't sexual. It's natural, healthy, and equalizing. When you take off your clothes, you also take off your status. No one can tell if you are a company president or a student, rich or poor. In the bath, everyone is simply human. That's why many say Japanese people can feel comfortable being naked together, because it's a space without judgment, without comparison, where all that matters is cleansing and relaxing. Of course, there are rules. You must wash thoroughly before entering the tub, because the bath is for soaking, not washing. Towels should never go into the water. And even though everyone is naked, people are careful not to stare. It's usually a quiet space, filled only with the sound of water, sometimes soft conversation, but rarely loud chatter. So even in a place where you are completely exposed, there is still respect and invisible boundaries. But public baths also face challenges today. Younger Japanese who grew up with private baths at home don't visit Sento as often as their grandparents did. Many traditional bathhouses are closing, especially in big cities. Then there is the issue of tattoos. For a long time, tattoos were linked to the Yakuza, Japan's organized crime groups. That's why many baths still ban people with tattoos, even small ones. But with more foreign tourists, this rule has become controversial. Some baths now allow tattoos if they are covered with a sticker, while others remain strict. And then, of course, there are the foreigners themselves. For many visitors, the idea of stripping naked with strangers feels shocking, even impossible. Yet those who try it often discover it's not embarrassing at all. It's actually liberating. Over the years, I've come to love soaking in hot water, surrounded by mountains or snow, with complete strangers who don't know me and don't need to. In Singapore, where I grew up, bathing was always very private. But here in Japan, I have learned that sometimes being open, even in such a vulnerable way, can actually make you feel at ease. So maybe this is the secret behind Japan's privacy paradox. In daily life, people protect their space, their thoughts, and their emotions. But in the bath, they can finally let go. The water itself creates a safe space where privacy isn't needed because everyone is equal. It may seem like a contradiction, but perhaps it's exactly this balance. Private in daily life, open in the bath, that helps Japanese people handle the pressures of society. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next video.